This Eagle Owl, and today I'm not going to forget to talk about Dallas Goedert. He's on a historic run. I want to talk about him a little bit. Also, Howie Roseman been abysmal with his trades. I see the trade rumors, but hopefully, if he trade, these ones hit. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. Not much topics today. Is it a stress-free Sunday? We gotta watch the Cowboys. If they win, they in it to get the division. And Washington, and then Giants beat us. So we put ourselves in this predicament. We NFC East first place right now, but things can change really fast. So the Eagles gotta pick it up. We gotta recover next week. But let's talk about Dallas Goedert, man. Let's talk about some positive news. Dallas Goedert is finally having that season I thought he could have. I mean, he's damn near in the top five of everything. He's blocking really well. And he had a couple things to say after the Giants game. Let me play this clip.
Winning games, but they were one-score games, and some guys said, hey, we have to do better even though we're winning. Did you see something like this coming, or is this kind of really surprising?
We hold ourselves to really high expectations. We want to win every week, so you never enjoy something like this, but it's really hard to win in this league, and we're going to get every team's best shot. Being the Super Bowl champions from last year, every team's going to give us everything they got. Not saying it was just their Super Bowl, but beating the Eagles is a big thing for the Giants, and they were able to get it done today. Credit to them, but we just got to iron out the details and make sure everybody's on the same page and make the plays when they're presented.
You confident that these things can be fixed?
Yeah, watching film about last week's game, and we'll go in there and watch it again. I'm sure it'll be like, damn, wish we had this play back, wish we had that play back. But you can do one or two things. You can surrender or try to grow from a loss like this, and I got full faith that this team will do everything they can to grow and right the ship.
So yeah, man, Dallas Goedert is a man on a mission. And I just don't want to skip over those numbers because I brushed it off a little bit. Let's go over the numbers of what he's first, second, third, fourth in. He just been top tier. He's first in touchdowns, third in receptions, target share third, A dot fourth, and targets per route is fifth. So Dallas Goedert, he really been the focal point of this offense. So he's been doing his job. He's been highly productive. It's just unfortunate due to Kevin Patullo, us losing two in a row, and Dallas Goedert been pushed to the back. But if you look at his numbers, he's having that historic season that we all thought he could be. We all say, yeah, Dallas Goedert is definitely top five if he can just stay healthy. Well, he missed one game so far. He's been hurt. He missed one game, and to be top five in those categories is really, really, really good. So Profit X is a new peer-to-peer sports exchange where you can play against other fans and not the house. That means better lines and even a chance to set your own odds. Just use promo code Eagle Owl or click the link in the description. You get 1.5% in Profit X cash back up to $200. And as you see here, the Eagles took an ugly L. Eagle Owl was wrong on that, but you got the Sunday games coming up, the Broncos and the Jets. Of course, you got to like the Broncos here. But, man, I would just go money line. I would go safe. I would definitely go safe. And even this next game, the Patriots, I would go safe on that. I like the over in the Broncos game. And if you like the Saints and Patriots, yeah, I'd go under on that game. But yeah, you got a lot of games here. As you see here, a lot of markets, which makes it so different from any sports book. And let's get back into the video. So it's a lot of trade talks coming around because we know November is coming up. And no, we're not going to deep dive into Diana Rossini daily routine. Some about Sundays and Saturdays. She constantly drop. AJ Brown's going to be traded, or it's trade talks. The trade talks won't die, but this, that, and the third. So I don't know what's going on with Diana Rossini and her obsession with AJ Brown. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to be traded. It's a way to get the fans going, engagement, then pay for an article just to read a bunch of BS quotes from execs she possibly talked to. They all say he ain't going nowhere, but maybe next season. It been that constantly, constantly, constantly. If you trade AJ Brown now, you basically gave up on the season. You saying, you know what, we don't need our best receiver. We not going anywhere. You fire your offensive coordinator. It just, that's all dysfunctional stuff. Everything we saying is emotional. Oh, get rid of AJ Brown. He's too much of a distraction. Oh, bench hurts for Tanner McKee. That's just nonsense. You won't bench your Super Bowl MVP. Yes, he missed some throws. No, you can't fire your offensive coordinator, unfortunately, because that's the playbook they've been working on since the all season. The best bet you can do is have a consultant and ways to work the playbook. Maybe bring in some things from last year. Maybe add a little sprinkles here and there if we get an offensive consultant and how to call the plays, not make yourself too predictable. So you probably need one of those guys and Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo ear instead of getting rid of his playbook and completely firing him. Nah, I don't think you should do that. So again, it's all emotions talking because we disappointed. Like you got blown out by the Giants, 1-4 Giants. So a lot of emotions and people like Diana Rossini is feeding off of that. So yeah, man. Trade talks, right? So Eagles are possibly in the market, obviously, right? That's what Howie Roseman do. But if we are being totally honest, Howie Roseman been abysmal this all season. I mean, from the draft, besides Jahai Campbell, not using Ty Robinson, the offensive lineman you drafted later in the rounds, they not playing or anything. APR got cut, and now he's on the practice squad. And who else? Andrew McCuba just not ready. I told y'all this. I told y'all we should have went with Sidney Brown, but he's not ready. Andrew McCuba is literally ranked one of the worst safeties in pass coverage. The worst. That's not good. Reed Blankenship, told y'all time and time again, all the times he thrived, or every year he thrived, it was more because of CJ Gardner-Johnson, not him. It's showing that now. And, we get rid of CJ Gardner-Johnson for Kenyon Green. Some odd reason, both of those guys end up on the Ravens, right? That's the first move. That move sucked. And then let's go down these other moves. Eagles trade since August 17th. Eagles acquired John Mechie III in the 6th from the Texans for tight end Harrison Bryant in the 5th, right? No offense to John Mechie. He's not a punt returner. He's not a kick returner. And he's like wide receiver 5. So he doesn't add any value. He catches balls here and there. But Harrison Bryant is tight end. And guess what he's ranking in tight end blocking? I think like 5th or 6th. So we got rid of a tight end who can block for a wide receiver we barely going to use. Okay, cool. That's the first L. So is this really a L? You got Eagles acquiring Sam Howell. I get it. Kyle McCord just wasn't it. So I get that. You get Fred Johnson back. You know why you get Fred Johnson back? Because you realize Matt Pryor, he's not a tackle. You get rid of Darian Kennard. So now you got to trade for Fred Johnson back, who you should have kept in the first place. So you could say that's a split there. And this is a loss on Darian Kennard because we need him, especially with the injuries with, Lane Johnson going on. Jordan Mailata been pretty much healthy. So the more tackles would have been better. And I still believe we should have got Fred Johnson back, even if we kept Darian Kennard. And Tank freaking Bigsby. Horrible trade. Because all of us looked at it like, well, if Will Shipley really broke his ribs, yeah, go get, Tank Bigsby because Will Shipley is going to be out for a while. Will Shipley only missed like a game. So you traded for a running back for no reason to make him a kick returner. He's probably one of the worst kick returners I've ever seen in Eagles history. And look, you got Britton Covey and you got the Gibson guy. 2 guys who specialize in punt return and kick return. Just on the bench. You got Tank Bisbee out there because you gave up a fifth and a sixth, and AJ Dillon returning kicks. So I say that to say this: Howie Roseman been abysmal, and I get it. Bradley Chubb is possibly out there, or Trey Hendrickson. First of all, we gotta see if these guys work in the system. That's first and foremost because I was on Bryce Huff ass. And I got to give props. He's looking really good with the 49ers. That lets you know he really didn't fit the system. I'm not criticizing Vic Fangio. What I'm saying is he want particular guys. So Vic Fangio didn't want Adoree Jackson. He like, well, that's just something Howie Roseman did. And Adoree Jackson don't work in Philadelphia. He just don't. So I'm sorry. Like you got to consult with your defensive coordinator before you make any moves. I think getting Tyreek Woolen will be a huge mistake. You know what I really think we should do? And honest to God, I think we should do this. I hate to swear, but we got to move Cooper DeJean to the outside. I will take that risk. Moving Cooper DeJean to the outside, Perry Nickerson or somebody else in the slot because the outside corner is just not good enough. Even with Jacorian Bennett, I don't think he's good enough. I think Cooper DeJean should be there, and you got to get another slot guy. My personal opinion. And we got to fix that, man. We got to fix this huge problem. But that's all I got for you guys today. I told y'all a really short one, a couple topics. Let's enjoy Sunday football, man. Watch all the games. Let me just have Red Zone on and get through this week. And, we got a big one coming up against the Minnesota Vikings. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.